It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana Boucher. 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from the one numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Me inside from the king. Nana Boucher. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading. It's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi family. Be that magician. Be that numerovational motivated force. And that's why I always tell people when you go into that old soul frequency energy from the 7, 8, 9 cycles of your life, your yearly cycles, you always got to say in your mind's eye, was this person an asset to me or were they a liability? If there was an asset, you keep them. If there was a liability, let them go because you recognize, man, they probably still the same old way. It's like if your baby father come up, Gabe's father come up, and you all of a sudden y'all talking too much, but you got to recognize, was he good for you or not? Is he good for you mentally or not? Was he good for you physically or not? Is he good for this or not? That's what you got to always look at when you're in these old soul cycles because it's about old things coming back to either heal you or haunt you.
Of Unlimited with Elisabeth Carson. Today I have one of my greatest friends in my family, King Simon. It is so good to have you here with me. You know, every time that we record anything, it's always fire. So yes, thank you so much for taking the time with me today, King Simon. You know, I love you, dude. And I'm just, I'm very honored to have you here with me.
Thank you, fellow Aquarian. We know what we do. This is the age, so we got to work this age like magic.
Yes, Yo,
what's up?
You were talking before we got on here, King Simon, that we're coming into. Is it just for me specifically, or is it like for a group of people into a time of abundance?
I was talking about you specifically, of course.
Oh, okay.
Because it's you're born under the freak. Right now, you're in a 7-year cycle, which is a law of attraction cycle. And it's really not about you putting out hard work. It's about you attracting what you want.
Yes.
And sometimes you got to remove what you don't want because you got to remember now you're born 2 + 14 = 16. So and then when you connect it with the number 9 year, that adds up to a 25. And that is a number of endurance, a number of observation, and you got to learn to observe and not absorb.
Yes.
So as you're coming out of this law of attraction cycle or the deep research or having to go within as far as introspection is concerned, you're going into an 8-year cycle next year. So that deals with money, frequencies, higher energy. And sometimes I tell people, a lot of people say that 8 is just money and abundance, but it's actually about the abundance of positive energy that you could bring to yourself and also recognizing what are assets that you should invest in and what are liabilities that you should get away from along this 8 cycle. And you could either cycle up or cycle down. It's up to you because you could end up in an 8-year cycle losing money. Just like in a 7, 6, because you've been in the crossroads of your life for a few years. This is your last crossroads cycle. So after this year, you're not in the crossroad. Crossroad means cross the road, be definitive. Make sure you do what you have to do to build, study, research what's the next move as you spiral up instead of spiraling down. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful the numbers can help you to guide and be like a GPS, so to speak.
Yes. I feel that so deeply, King Simon, because, I think you said September. You told me months back You were like, September is the month that either you can cycle up or cycle down, right?
Because September, October, November, and December are usually the sneak peek months of what you could look out for the next year to come in. So that's why, coming into your 7-year cycle, things went a certain way as you was going into it, but you got to also recognize that it's both positive and negative. It can come both ways. That's how things can be revealed in a 7-year, because 7 is a number of secrecy, but it's also secrets revealed about people, places, things, family, all of that, and that's where people got to really pay attention to the cycles and learning how to navigate in Baba Weave. Because like I always tell people, you're not the number, you're not the astrology sign, but these are just tools that you can use to navigate better here on this realm.
So do you think that the energy, right? So you have your numbers. So if you are to, stay positive and stay focused and do all the things that you're supposed to do, you have that energy backing you of that number to be able to like push you forward. So that's what you mean by kind of using the numbers as tools.
Exactly. As tools, as external apparatuses, and just like any computer or anything that uses numbers. That's why it's called numerology, the study of numbers, but it's levels to numbers, because you could study statistics, you could study on stock market dealing with numbers, you could study anything with numbers, and it still would be a study of numbers. It's just that I do things from an esoteric or metaphysical perspective, and I pay attention to cycles, patterns, sequences, probability, statistics, and possibility, both positive and negative. You got to look at it, because they call it, that's what science look at it, but we call it, some people might call it divination, but science looking at probability, statistics, and those possibilities is a form of divination, because that's what a metaphysical science is looking at also, both positive and negative.
Right. So, okay. Everyone knows, kind of what just happened with like the whole situation, and my life just kind of went like this way all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Could you see that inside of my numbers? Like, did you kind of read that could happen?
You could read it, because remember y'all got married on a good day. I remember that, because y'all asked, but y'all never did a relationship consultation where I could be able to look, because one thing about me, I'm very raw. And I will tell you your bull crap and your crap and what's the possible loss and gains of a relationship like you and our brother. He's still considered my brother, whatever, what I'm saying? Because both of y'all showed me love, and what's so interesting, just looking at the personal numbers of any relationship, you could find the pluses and the negative. So when I add 4 plus 14, that adds up to 18, which is a 9. So you got the pluses and negative of the 18 and the 9 that can show up. And people don't realize how powerful looking at the high frequencies of numbers in any relationship. That's why I tell people to do relationship consultation. Go get premarital advice. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, 18, because of that number, it adds up to it deals in compound numerology. That's called the material side, striving to destroy the spiritual side of nature. So that could be happening in a relationship also. Although 18 deals with the number 1, which is the creative aspect, 8 deals with the abundance aspect, but the recognizing of assets and liability. The 9 can be a very destructive number, where some numerologists will say that's one of the most destructive number, and other numerologists know that it's a number of humanitarian and love and higher levels of understanding. But also it can go down to warring and argument, and all that kind of stuff could happen one time. Just one thing could happen. Triggers can happen.
Triggers.
Oh yeah, because 9 is connected to war, shooting, and all that. So the trigger is necessary. The trigger can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But the next relationship, please do. I point out the bull crap. I'm telling you, I can see it a mile away. That's why I stopped doing compatibility sessions.
Yeah.
Before I met y'all, I stopped doing it. That's why I never pushed that on y'all. I said, let y'all do y'all thing. And ask me certain things, and I understood. I mean, people are crazy out there, sister.
They are crazy out there. Well, what's crazy is like that was all within the thingy, like all of the things that you just said, it was all of that, because it was higher understanding, it was partnership, but it was also, it was the cycling up and cycling down.
But you also got to remember, 9 is also one of the highly addictive and sexual numbers too. So what was it based on? Was it based on money? All that? Was it based on sexual activity? Was it based on love? You got to also look at all the dynamics and then look at your number, all your numbers, your zodiac, whatever you're getting, whoever you're getting consultation from, other sessions, because I'm sure other consultations from other people would also verify, because a lot of us have a tendency to give you all the hodgepodge and the glory of a relationship instead of saying, this is what possibly could happen. Again, possibilities, statistics, and also we're looking at the pattern, cycles, and sequences of people's life. So you got to be very mindful in relationship nowadays compared to old school relationship where they last a little longer. And nowadays where people are getting married numerous times and all that kind of stuff, going through their whole thing, going through the ups and downs of relationship, to one thing triggers you get rid of everything and you stop all things. This day and time, they do that real quicker than that.
They sure do. They sure do. Yeah. So looking at, because look, I feel like, so my whole life, and you read me before you even knew me. You were like, she's this, because I hadn't even talked to you yet, but he did. And he was like, oh, he knew that this. And I was like, how did he know those things about me?
Numbers.
So,
the numbers. I mean, anybody can study it, but it's just that I get a little bit more intimate with them because I study multiple systems of them.
Right.
See, like I said, about 18 as a compound number, that has a whole different meaning than just you 1 + 8 = 9, and that's all you're breaking down to 9. No, there's much more to it. So I always tell people to look at things from a holistic perspective, WHOLE, holistic perspective, and see the bigger picture. So when I study Japanese numerology, I study Chinese numerology, you'll see different aspects of it. So you get to see, and I study Pythagorean and Chaldean. So I look at and compound numerology. Sometimes gematria is involved, all that kind of Kabbalah is involved. It depends where my mind is going with it. That's it.
Right. I mean, you're just King Simon. I've never met anyone like you. You remember everybody's birthday. You just need to hear it one time. That's like and the way that you absorb all this stuff, because it's not normal. I mean, no, you're like beyond. You're just beyond, because you take all of the things and look at as a holistic perspective.
And I'm still studying. I'm never stop studying. All these books and stuff in my I don't stop. And then I study celebrities. I study cycles outside. I study all of that also. I pay attention to all of that. That's important.
Yes.
That's important.
So you probably could see what happened like from a mile away. And you know what? I feel like I cycled up, because it's like my life right now is like opening up like a golden pathway for me. Like, here you go. Here's some magic. Here's some more magic. Sprinkle some more magic. It's like,
you know what's so funny is you was, even in the relationship, you were cycling up. But one thing I tell people a lot, that if two people are doing the same thing, is going to be very hard because they think it's combative. You gotta be very careful of combating with somebody else, because even the numbers pertaining to the house that y'all live and everything was connected to your power numbers. But power numbers can be destructive numbers if people are not communicating the energy correctly, because everything is energetic. Anything is energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I lost marriages too, because I didn't understand the energy of that person. I've been married 3 times, and I know I didn't understand the energy of that person. I wasn't deeply into numbers at that time, but as I got, and after I left those and got deeply into it, then I said, oh, this is why such and such and such and such happened with these marriages here. And all of them was Islamic marriages. So I know that I needed to stay away from religious people after that, not deeply religious people that will confine you or lock you down into something. I had to be not religious, more spiritual. And I would work well with a more spiritual woman than I would work well with somebody who's in deep Christianity or deeply Islamic or deeply from the Hebrew culture. So now I recognize me, and knowing who I am through the mathematics and astrology, and then my life just in general. And that's where, I'll do the marriage again or do the partnership again. It probably won't be Islam like I did before. You know what I'm saying? That's what, so I see that. And it was beneficial to me. It helped me to be a better person. I still don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm still that type of person because of those type of life changes that I went through.
Yes. You know what? I remember you saying something. You had told me, or you had told him, like drugs and you know.
I told you.
Yeah, me like.
Because you did a personal reading with me. You did a personal conversation.
I did.
He never did one. You did.
He didn't. Oh, well, I did. No, I definitely did. And you knew all about me.
Yeah, he just knew what watched me on Brother Rich show and all that. And of course, when we met, it was beautiful because I gave him a book on Delbert Blair. But when you popped into the frame, I was like, okay, I didn't know your birthday until boom, you said it. Then you got booked the session with me, and that's where you could see where 5 in numerology, 9 in numerology are usually prime numbers of addiction. And then you was like on the phone, like, yo, how you know I went through this and went through that? I said, that's just a number that you could eat. But again, addiction can be positive or negative. You can be addicted to education.
Yes.
Addicted to learning, addicted to wanting to cook all the time or take care of your child.
Right.
It can be an addiction, but again, it could go down that road. And then you started saying, yo, man, I've been through all that. I've been through a lot of that, man. I said, hey, it is what it is. You have a lot of attractive energies around you, and it can go down the reckless road. So you may have gone into a gunfight or whatever. You could have been down those roads just because of 5. 5 is a reckless number on this negative. Scandalous.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Scandal. It was scandal after scandal after scandal. And gunfights, yeah, for sure. Been in them. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, with that alignment number, when I say alignment number, family, when I say alignment number, I'm adding the month that you're born with the day. Some people call it the first pinnacle. Some people call it an achievement number. Some people call it an alignment number. I say that number, when you add the month and the day, it aligns you with what you're supposed to do throughout your life until you achieve it. But that's usually the first pinnacle of your life, your formative years. So as a 7, you held a lot of stuff in. Probably because of your adoption, probably not feeling wanted by your original parent. All that you could have held in and it carried throughout your life.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yes.
And I see it. You know what I'm saying? So I found it strange. When you said you was adopted, I said, whoa. You said it on a live. I said, and I know she's holding on to stuff from, because children wonders what's happening, why my parents are not there and what's going on. And, and that's how deep it can get,
Yeah. Yeah.
It can get.
So it's interesting, King Simon, because destruction and scandals and addiction, that was like the first half of my life. I mean, I feel like, honestly, this last little big storm that I have walked through, I feel like this is my last hurrah, King Simon. I feel like the golden freaking road is paved for me at this point. What does that even mean? So have I like transcended my, like the negative spiral of what the number could be? Like,
exactly. Now, that's very important. You can still attract scandals depending on the next relationship, but you got to remember 14 is the number of, according to compound numerology. People know that I'm using different systems. It's not just I'm just going to Pythagorean. I'm not just going to Chaldean, but compound numerology deals with recognizing the double effects and the strength of numbers. That's more like connected to tarot, so to speak. Put it like that. The tarot numerology. So in compound numerology, 14 is the number of mental foundation. Securing. So right now, you're still in your 30s, right? You're not 40s, right?
Yeah. I'm in my 30s.
So from your 28th birthday, let me tell you, from 28th birthday, if you add another 28 to that, that's 56. So from your 28th birthday to your 56th birthday, you'll be in your 14 cycle, which we call the power cycle. So this is a powerful cycle because it's your number. It's a number of positive and negative and balancing off the power. But 14 is also a karmic number according to certain system of numerology. So you just have to stay on the good creative foot, the good disciplinary foot, and then you will expand and grow. Because 5 is that number that says expand, grow, communicate, and be clear in your communication. And because it's known as the temperance card in tarot, you got to also realize that according to tarot, that's about adaptation and coordination. Adaptation and coordination. And it's also known as sometimes it's known in certain system as the Archangel Michael. So using those spiritual names like Michael as a guidance, like sending a salute to Michael, the archangel, because that's a powerful number to have around you, a powerful angel to have around you, according to certain religious standpoint. Michael adds up to a number 22 and a number 33 in the two system, the Chaldean and the Pythagorean. So when you look at those numbers, now you know that you got to be a master builder and you got to be a master healer, just because it's depicted as the archangel Michael. And you got to be able to pour the water of life because you're number 14. You got to be able to pour the water of life, and you got to be respectful of the precious fluid of energy that you pour out. You can't just give it to anybody no more.
Right.
Not everybody deserves that.
Right.
I don't care if it's physical or spiritual. All that energy, they don't deserve it.
That is crazy that you say that, because I have just realized that in the past 3 months. In the past 3 months, I have just deeply realized that I've been pouring my energy into the wrong things, people, missions, all the wrong stuff.
Right.
I feel like that's why now my path is laid out, because finally I understand where I'm pouring my energy. Finally.
Right. But looking for love in all the wrong places. You gotta be careful, girl. Looking for love.
Love. I'm good. I'm good.
It's gonna come back again, but whoever comes in next year, because you're going into a financial cycle, but it's also a romance cycle. So whoever comes in again this time, either somebody from your past that have been supporting you over the years, but they're going to also come and help you with finances as you be able to reciprocate back to them. But it's somebody that you probably trust, because 8 year deals with the old soul. 7, 8, and 9 are known as old soul energy. So more than likely you will track between now and then. You probably see that your old boyfriend, you start hearing from old friends and old boyfriends, or you start seeing it pop up. But the ones that really trust, and that's why I always tell people, when you're going through that old soul frequency energy from the 7, 8, 9 cycles of your life, your yearly cycles, you always got to say in your mind's eye, was this person an asset to me, or were they a liability? If there was an asset, you keep them. If there was a liability, let them go, because you recognize, man, they probably still the same old way. It's like if your baby father come up, a Gabe's father come up, and you all of a sudden y'all talking too much, but you got to recognize, was he good for you or not? Is he good for you mentally or not? Was he good for you physically or not? Is he good for this or not? That's what you got to always look at when you're in these old soul cycles, because it's about old things coming back to either heal you or haunt you.
Wow.
That's
deep. That's deep, man. Well, me and my son's dad have gotten closer as friends, but nothing like, he has a whole girl and everything. So,
of course. Yeah.
But all the exes are bad, King Simon. They're all bad.
That's right. But if they start popping up, just pay attention. But more than likely, you'll attract somebody with money, but they got to be reciprocal with their energy, because in an 8 year cycle, it's about the philanthropy of it, of course. Giving money so you can get it back. Always giving up your time, doing free events or doing these free podcasts, giving up your time and sharing of because all the stuff is coming out. As you know, and people, you said it before when you was in relationship, but you're saying it more now because it's a lot that you've held and pinned up in your old soul.
Yeah.
From back then, because 7 energy of your alignment number, that's the pinned up energy. Time to release it.
That's crazy that you say that, because guess what happened this morning?
Boy.
No, I'm sitting here, right? I wrote my book pitch to a huge company, and I was reading it because I was just reading it, and I started bawling, King Simon. I started bawling. I'm like crying for my younger self. I'm like, I went through so much torturous shit.
That's going to happen.
Bawling. I was bawling last night over the thing that just happened. I was just crying my eyes out for the past 24 hours. Thinking about the past stuff.
This is because, again, you're still in your 7 year cycle. So is all of that old stuff, 7, 8, and 9. The relief should start happening more towards the 8 going into the 9. But the 7, if you're holding in that stuff and pinning it up and you're keeping it compartmentalized in a certain part of your mind, and something going to come to the front. Smack you in the front. Smack it. Everything is just gonna jump right out at you.
Like today.
Yes.
Like today, I was like, I was texting my assistants like, yo, I feel so sorry for my little self going through all my little stuff that I went through. I was like, it's just not fair. I was hugging myself. I was like, baby, it's okay.
I've been going through it also in these certain cycle months that I've been going through. And there was a point, sis, that I was in Brooklyn recently in June. Now, in June, I happened to be in my 9 personal month because, again, you can pay attention to the month, the year, and the daily cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my 9 personal month. And at that point, I'm walking through Brooklyn, which is very nostalgic because I grew up in that area and all that. But I was in a daze. So I was about to walk over the Manhattan Bridge. I was just walking. But let me tell you, Elizabeth and your audience, that at one point, I thought I was either going to walk over the bridge or jump off the bridge. That's how deep it got. And then somebody downtown Brooklyn out of nowhere said, Simon, took me out of that daze. I've come to find out it was one of my friends from back in the day, Shabazz, martial arts. And also he was booking me to do a lecture. We was right in front of LIU and I was walking towards the bridge. And again, I was such in a nostalgic daze that I thought that either I was going to walk the bridge or I was going to jump the bridge. One or the other was something going to happen. I knew I felt that. And that brother don't know that he was an intervention for me to the point when he stopped me and I looked at him, I started crying. I broke down and cried on Flatbush Avenue, walking towards the bridge. And this brother caught me out there and he pulled me in and took me to took me into LIU where we was going to do the lecture that weekend and showed me around. So it broke my whole thing of going that way and being, depressing instead. And then I realized the cycle I was in that particular time. I was like, wow, this could get deep if you don't pay attention to these things. And if those interventions, because that particular day was a 11-2 personal day for me. So 11 deals with spirituality and the spiritual equilibrium coming together. That was spiritual for him to be there at that particular time when I was deciding to walk to that bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Divine. Oh my God. That's crazy. You say that, King Simon. Well, we're both Aquariuses. I wonder if this is similar. So on my birthday this year, King Simon, I had a mental breakdown. A mental breakdown. I mean, it was bad. It was so bad. It was like the worst. It was probably the worst point of the past 5 years. It was the worst point.
You was entering your 7-year cycle, which is one of the mental numbers in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. That's one of my mental health numbers is in that book. That's 7 is one of the primary mental health. So, and plus 4 is one of them, and 4 is also connected to Aquarius. So Aquarian men and women have to be very careful of their mind and what they allow in our heads, especially from outside news that might be depressive. We can't listen to the news.
No. You know what happened to me? It was after that whole thingy, the thingy and the people were coming at us. Right. And so I was one deleting all the comments. Yes, so all of that was going into my consciousness for months.
Yep.
And it became too much.
That was it. And that's where you have to, and funny, you going into a mental health cycle, he was also going it because he's 9-4. So when this new year came in, he was officially going into his 4-year cycle, which deals with the mind. Again, one of the primary numbers of mind. And then sometimes you pay attention to either secret haters and all that, because 4 is one of the numbers according to certain system of numerology. I say according to certain system because I've read so much that I can't even remember where I remember reading it. But I remember studying the patterns and cycles of people connected to those 5 particular numbers that I put in my book as mental health numbers, or people that have to pay attention to their mental health, is the number 4, 7, 8, 5 and 3, and 5 and 3 are at the bottom of the totem pole because 5 and 3 are known as the jovial, happy numbers, but they're nerve numbers, and things can wreck their nerve, things can get on their nerve, and it can lead to nervous breakdown. Boom. So you got to be, as a 5, you got to be careful of nervous breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Going down that road. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I loved it though, King Simon, because since then everything has just been climbing and happening for me, even though the big drama happened, it happened for me. It blessed me. I'm so grateful of how things have transpired, because this has set me on the path of allowing, attracting abundance. My dreams are coming true. Like literally.
You're in the law of attraction number. This 7 is a law of attraction number. So even both of y'all in your own way is getting what you have to get. You know what I'm saying? And it needed to be whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that part, you're right now, that's what had to happen. You had to go within in order to get the benefit of what's coming to you. You have to go within. Quiet down. And I'm glad, and I'm glad it was amicable, because if it would have been too much, y'all would have destroyed too much stuff, and it's not good.
Yeah, because we are destroying numbers, right? We got destroying numbers
together could be that 18 will turn into something that's war. It could have been war, and I was so proud of both of you to put up an amicable post, and I said, wow. I said, that's what that 9 energy was, humanitarian, because that saves lives. Mm-hmm. It saves other people, that even though y'all was just in a relationship, no matter how long it lasts, y'all was able to be amicable, no matter what the back feelings are and what people say in the back or behind on the phone or whatever. It's that amicable representation, because y'all was a power couple on the out looking. Mm-hmm. People could see it, and people was really rooting for you. And then you had your haters. You had your haters, no doubt. But people were, majority of people that was seeing y'all was really rooting for you. And that's and that's why I say, both of y'all will always be my brother and sister, because both of y'all treated me well.
Yes. Well, you know what? Everything happens for a divine reason and purpose. I honestly think so. I really do. It does. And I just, I'm just so grateful for it all. I just try to find the gift in everything. And I try not to, never will I ever be out here bashing people, anybody, because that's just not in my nature of being, at this point in my life. I just can't, I can't go down that road. And
at 14, as a karmic number, you got to be very careful, because karma only means cause and effect. So whatever you put out, it's going to come back. So if you put out the best effect, guess what? It came back better.
Yes, it did.
You took the better road. You took the better road. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No, it is. My karma right now, I'm like, I love you, God. I love you, God. I'm like, it's magic every freaking day, every day. I'm like, thank you, God. Whew.
Exactly. And as as Aquarians, we got to be transparent, and we got to be respectful to those that are, because if I would have done what I would have done in Brooklyn, it would have affected a lot of people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Because now you had to think. And even that brother who was also a mental health therapist and a mental health advisor and all that, the brother that I ran into, Brother Shabazz, shout out to him. He does the LIU lectures. I didn't even know he was into that. So he was able to talk me down like a brother, and not judge. No judgment.
Yeah.
Because everybody goes through it, from the time we come out of this womb to the time we transition, rich, poor, indifferent, color, whatever, race, whatever. They all go through this form of depression at certain intervals of their life. Mm-hmm. Yes. You all got to pay attention to it. Yeah.
Well, you gotta go through the bad to feel the good. You know what I'm saying? Like the lowest you can go. Look, I was the lowest on my birthday, the lowest. But honestly, I can really sit here and tell you that today, I'm at the highest I've ever been. The highest.
Unlimited.
Yes. Because you did the numbers on unlimited.
Yes, that's right.
Tell us about that, King Simon.
That was the master number. I remember it was the master number 33 at email. I could do it right now. You know me. I start writing things down. Because I need to put it on paper and then I write it. That's how I do it. But I know they were both master numbers, which was crazy. And one of them had it up to 77, which is your number.
Yes.
I remember that. Because I did it at the last thing y'all did. And big up to Sister Peace, man. Sister Peace, she's an Aquarian also. She's a chef. That came out to your event. Yeah, she I shouted, I talked to her yesterday and I want her to do some great things because she's Aquarius also. And I love her. I think us Aquarians gotta stay focused, be the humanitarians that we are, so we can help the world the best way we can. Oh my God, that's what it's all about. And if you're not doing that, Aquarian, I'm talking to you Aquarians out there, then you're gonna miss the boat real quick. You're gonna miss the boat real quick. Because what's the name of your podcast again? Call it again.
Unlimited.
It's Unlimited. So when I added it up now, that 8 plus 12 plus 13 plus 7 plus 4, that one added up to 44. Which 44 is the number of, in the Pythagorean system, it added up to 44. 44 is the number of trusting in the order of the universe and dedication, which is what you're doing in this unlimited manner. And then unlimited in the Chaldean. That's why I do both systems for a reason, so we can see both styles and both ways where we're going. Let me see here, and that's 9, and then 4, and that added up. Hold on 1 second. And unlimited is the name, right? Yes. So
Yes.
when I added up, that was 11 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 4. Hold on. Why did I keep on messing? I'm doing a computer. Pardon me. I'm not a mathematician, family. I let people know that quick. Not a mathematician, but I do numbers. You know what I'm saying? 11 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 4 equals 33. Right. Equals 33, and then 33 plus 44 added up to a number 11. The hidden number behind unlimited, because 44 is in the Pythagorean and 33 is in the Chaldean. When I added 44 plus 33, that added up to 77. Again, looking at things from a holistic. Most numerologists won't add the two systems together. My spirit said, add the two systems and see what you get.
Yeah.
That's what my spirit. And so with my system, my spirit, I always follow my spirit. And that's where it said 77, which is your 14, which is your number. But 44 is trusting in the order of the universe and dedicating yourself. And 33 is the Christ consciousness energy that you must be a healer and a teacher with whatever you're doing with this word called unlimited. And then that 77 that it comprises of is spiritual, but learn to be adaptable at the same time.
Yes.
So you see the whole picture.
That's everything.
Exactly what you're doing on unlimited.
That is so crazy, because that's the energy of everything that I'm freaking doing.
And that's why the words that we say or the things that we name, more than likely, at least 90 to 95% of the time, is also part of your numbers, whether it's connected to your name or your birthday. And sure enough, it showed up. That's why I said, wait a minute. I'm not just going to stay with the 44 and the 33, although those are good numbers for you, those master numbers. But when I added them up, they were 77, and 77 adds up to 14. That's your number that you're born under. It made so much sense after that. You can't make this up.
I know.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Can't make this up.
Do you know how many podcast names I was coming up with? There were so many.
Exactly.
And then it was like unlimited. I was like, that's it. That is it. That is it.
And that's what the 44 and the 33 is there to do. Remind you that you still have to focus. You still have to dedicate yourself and trust in the order of the universe.
Yes.
And then that number 33 shows up in the Chaldean, which deals with the Christ consciousness. Christ only means anointed. So you're anointed to do something consciously. Christ conscious. You're anointing yourself by setting this unlimited podcast up. And all of us, let me say this to all of you are anointed to do something. Don't get caught up in the word Christ and Jesus. Right. Jesus means to save. Sometimes you got to be a Jesus of your own life. Save your life.
Yes.
Sometimes you're saving your own children's life by saying what you have to do. Sometimes you're anointed to guide that person to go there, or guide that person, no matter what that person may present. Maybe that word that my dear Elisabeth says to you on her podcast, or what I might say on my podcast, that word helped you to move forward and anointed you to want to go on and move forward, or saved you to go on. So every one of us are anointed in some form or fashion. Every one of us is saved if we're choosing to walk that path.
Right. Right. You know what? That's crazy. You're saying that right now, because this is what I've been talking about so much lately in a different way, that we're each blessed with something creative. We each have a creative expression to express on the planet. And so many of us are just too stressed or going to the jobs that we hate or in something that we don't like, that we can't express our expression that we're meant to come here with, that we're anointed with.
But that's why the society and the construct was here to distract us from our powers. We keep on forgetting. That's why they set up all of these distractions. This is distraction. I got to look at IG. I got to look at this. I got to look at that. Now, I know we're using it because of the age of Aquarius, which is technology. I understand that we're using it, but there's times when you have to get into your meditative state. Like I said on my YouTube channel earlier to this morning, when I woke up this morning, I was out there in the backyard. Sometimes you got to pray. Prayer is when you talk to the Creator within yourself, and meditation is when you really listen to the Creator. So sometimes we got to go in them silent spots in your house. I got a little closet that I turn into a meditating room. Sometimes I got to go there and just be in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's where we was produced, in the womb of mother.
Right.
The dark. And that's where we started germinating and started going up and becoming bigger and larger until the mother couldn't hold us and we couldn't stay in there no more.
Yes.
That's the ideals that has, because all of us, like Reverend Eichel says, all of us, he says everything was an ideal first. So anytime people say, oh, in the beginning was the word, in the beginning was the ideal or the thought. Then the word was uttered.
Right. Yes. So right.
I go there with it.
Well, that's true. You know what? I mean, since this whole thing, I've really gotten to know myself, King Simon, and that's because I've been going into the dark. I have been listening like I've never listened before. I have been, I've been talking to God like I've never talked to God before. I mean, just that those moments that you have with you is when you can really grow and create. I mean, think about it. My whole life was like, boom, it's different and you don't have anything. And I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And since then, only 90 days later, a company, I just almost like this book deal is right there. I mean, a podcast, a tour. I just got booked to speak in Bali. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of these things, but it's because I went in the dark.
But look at the month that you're in. It's a 7th month. And 7 plus your 7 years are 14. So you're in a 14-5, which is one of your good months.
Oh, I had a good month.
Again, cycles, patterns, sequences. Pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been putting in this work after whatever happened. Now let me project something for you. Now I'll give you a projection. What year are you born?
87.
1987.
Yes.
8 plus 7 equals 25. Again, when you add all of this up, so again, when you add that 1987 plus that 2 and plus that 14, again, it's going to all break down to the number 5. So your life path is about traveling and movement. And because 5 is a number that needs to be free,
yes,
whoever deals with you can't control you, can't put you on lockdown. They have to be traveling and moving and be able to be flexible with you and adapt with you. Yes. And you got to be able to adapt with them. So that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
That is deep. That is deep.
So I tell people, and as you're getting older, because the year 1987, when you add it all up again, that's a 25. So as you're getting older, that 25 is going to kick in a little bit, going to kick in again, because that's what we call the wisdom cycle. In other words, the month represents the development cycle. The day that you're born represents the power cycle, and the month that you represent in certain systems represents the wisdom cycle. So this, as you're getting older, you're going to realize as you go towards your 50th birthday, you're going to be pouring more wisdom towards the world, towards people, towards them. And it's so funny. It's funny that your life path is a 25-7, and your son is born on the 25th.
Yes.
So you attracted what you got. You attracted him. You pulled him in. You know what I'm saying? Out of the ethers, out of your very being, through the union of his father and you. So again, as you're getting older, that 25 will kick in. And that 25, which is a 7, deals with being compassionate about what you do, still allowing yourself to be free and travel and move as you're getting older. And then that 7 is that attractive number. And also it's a traveling number overseas. So you'll be doing a lot of traveling, as long as you don't become reckless and become crazy as you get older. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused and don't let mental health or nervous breakdown take you. Learn to count it out, breathe it out, do all the different modalities to calm your ass down.
Yes. Yes. I really think, I feel so rooted. I've never been this rooted in my life, King Simon. Never. These past 3 months, I would say 2 months, these past 2 months of my life, I have been the most rooted, the most just understanding, the most calm, the most in my feminine that I've ever been in my life, ever.
And the beautiful thing about it, that your alignment number adds up to a 16, and that's the number of, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So everything has to have a blueprint.
Yep.
Even your show had to have a blueprint.
Yeah.
Had to lay it out. You had to know what you're going to do with it, because the number 16 in compound numerology is the number of spiritual victory or defeat. You choose which road you're going down.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're going to be victorious or you're going to be defeated.
Yes.
That's your alignment number. That's what you're supposed to have planned out, everything. You're supposed to be in alignment with that. And then you will either get the victory of it or you get the defeat of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throughout your life. But you got to trust in the Creator, trust in the order of things, trust in your spiritual guides. And go look into your ancestry and find out more about those spiritual guides of those times. Because they have a very deep ancient culture.
I do need to look into that more so. Yeah. I will at some point. Yeah. Because
those are the ones that are around you more. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. I know I have a spiritual advisor and she always, my grandma is with me all the time. Exactly. Like bloodline grandma. I come from a very long, strong line of strong women. Like, I guess my grandma and I are like the same. Like, we're both fiery, small, and very, very strong, like super strong.
And you got to remember what the word Elisabeth means, the house of God.
Yeah.
So you got to forgive. Mm-hmm. Whatever, even if they left you into adoption, forgive, let them go. You're going to find women in your family and men in family that's very similar to you in more older times. You're going to find that because you have your old soul energy also. Remember, 7s, 8 and 9s are old soul energy. So you have alignment number 7. You got a life path. You have a year that you're born at 7. So people even born in those years have a certain old soul where they have to observe and watch. Because I remember watching you at the house, and you'll sit back and just watch. You be like this. And I know where that comes from. I'll be like, hey, Elizabeth, and I'll come to you, Elizabeth, you all right? Everything cool? I'm just tired, King Simon. I'm just tired. You just watching.
Yeah, absorbing, watching. Mm-hmm.
And that's what 7s have to do. Observe, but don't absorb, because you might get caught up into their other people's energy when you just need to.
Yes, I used to get caught up into other people's energy all the time. Too much. Too much. Now I'm in my own energy and it feels so good.
Right. And that little boy came through as an angel, Gabriel.
He did. I named him after the Archangel Gabriel.
And your number 14 is connected to the Archangel Michael.
Wow.
You can't make this up. Those are 2 angels that work together.
That's deep, man. And you know what? He is my angel. He checks on me every night. He's been spending the summer with his grandparents and his dad. Right. He checks on me. I hope you're sleeping well, Mom. Good morning. I hope you had a great sleep. He's literally like my little angel. Like, he brings me up every single day, every day. Old soul, that one. He's an old soul.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely old soul. That's 7 energy again. I'm telling you. But he just has to be. He got to be. He got to be. Has developed the vibration of Will Smith, because he's born the same day. Not going down the controversial stuff, but the vibration of Will Smith is happy-go-lucky. Just have fun, be compassionate, and go and make this money, but help your family, take care of your family. That's what Will Smith does. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what my father does. My father is born the same day too. Father born the same day. Same day. So I talk to him every week to make sure he's all right.
Wow, beautiful. Well, that's deep, because you know what? Ever since Gabe was small, he was just a happy baby. He was a happy kid. He's a happy, he's just happy. He's hardly ever upset about anything. Literally. This kid is like the happiest kid I've met. I'm like, how?
You said how?
He's so happy. I'm like, dude, we just went through a whole storm. He's like, I'm good.
You got to let children be children. I've gone into rural areas of Jamaica, and they just so happy. They barefoot running around, just doing things. When I was a child and going to visit Jamaica, Elizabeth, we used to go up into the mountains of Portland, and we jumping off of trees and into water, and we creating spears to go in the water and catch fish underwater. They showed me how to create my own gargles.
I love that.
Children gotta be children, yo.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They don't need the stress of the young people, of the older people. And even as you get older, you still have to tap into that child. And I heard you say that on one of your podcasts.
Yes.
Tap into your childhood.
You have to. You have to. The minute that you stop tapping into your inner child and you stop having that childlike energy is the minute that you're dying. You're dying at that point. You're going, you're losing it. You're losing at that point, because that is our essence, it's that child essence is what all of us are. We've just been covered up by all the stress and all the crap And, we build up these walls, but we got to tear the walls down and get back in touch with the childlike energy, because that is fun, happy, attraction, just presence,
And that's what makes Dr. B, Dr. B. He stays in that child energy, and that drum keeps him back to the tribe. He's going to be doing a whole lecture in New York on the 2nd, man, on that inner child gate. Stargate. He's gonna be. You gotta definitely talk to him, man. You gotta talk because
tomorrow.
You got okay.
Tomorrow, yes, I am.
Yeah, I got him next week, so that's my brother, man. I was talking to him yesterday, but yeah, but I'm glad that you're doing what you have to do, and you're staying unlimited.
Yes, and I will continue to be unlimited. King Simon, where can people find you? Tell us all about all the books you've written and where everything is at, because I know you have a whole bunch.
Yeah. Well, of course, on IG, that's I am King Simon 111. Come and follow me. Also on King Simon Presents Only Quality People, or KSP TV Media on YouTube. And also you can go to my Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. That's NUMEROVATOR, the Numerovator. That's my Linktree. And also I'm on Patreon at patreon.com / King Simon Productions with an S at the end. You get a lot of classes on there, a lot of teaching, because I'm uploading classes right now on my Patreon. But yeah, you can go to my Linktree and you can find all those different links on Facebook and all that. I'm on Facebook as King Simon or King Simon Production. But hey, you want to book a session with me, you could also text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. I have 4 levels of sessions: 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. So, and I don't do compatibility sessions unless people are really serious, because it takes time to make sure your name is right, that name is right, the birthday is right, but it takes time out of my schedule. And if y'all ain't serious, and if one person is about it, then the other person ain't about it, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It won't work. It won't work. I don't care what y'all do.
Yeah. And guys, I'm telling you, get a session, because that session that I had with you, King Simon, you read me like a book. And then I should have gotten more sessions with you throughout the whole thing. Well, you know what? Everything is divine and everything happens for a reason. But I know there's so much guidance that you give with those.
Yeah, I know, because I know you have other people, so I know you're probably focused. You have other people, so I know you're focused. I know, you have Courtney, you had the other sister you had on. I seen another sister that was that you did consultation with. She was very good. I was watching her.
Chelsea, my spiritual advisor. Do you understand? This woman is different. Okay, King Simon, she was different. I'm bringing her everywhere with me. I'm like, girl, I'm picking you up. You come with me everywhere. She is different. I've never met anyone like her. She closes her eyes and then watches your life like a movie, like a freaking movie. And she's able to go interdimensional. She said she's never read anyone like me, because I'm connected to all these different beings. It's crazy.
And it's going to be a time that you're going to realize you don't even need any consultant. You just have to operate on that, and don't let the nerve energy shake you. You got to go and trust. Your alignment number says trust in the order, trust in the spirit, trust in your spirit, because your gut feeling always tell you. Your intuition has always told you since you was young.
That's so true. That's so true. I just was too stubborn sometimes. I'm like,
Exactly. That's all it is. Stubbornness.
And then boom.
The rebel, because Aquarius is rebels. They're rebels. Sometimes you rebel against your own spirit.
Listen.
I want to smoke this, man. F that spirit.
Okay.
Nah, man.
You know what's crazy, King Simon, too? I've been sober off of everything for a long time. I feel so good, clear, and just free.
Beautiful. I'm proud of you, sister. Proud of you, man.
Thank you. I'm proud of you, King Simon, because you know what? You're such a light in this world. And I'm just so happy that June moment didn't happen, because you are such a light in this world. You literally light people's lives up just by your smile. You're always smiling. You always got the high energy. So supportive. I just love you so much. I do.
Respect you. Love and respect you too, my dear. You be safe out there and do what you got to do.
Thank you, King Simon. Guys, all his links will be in the description. I'm telling you, if you have not heard about him, get his books, get a session, because you're life-changing. You are. You're a life-changing person. You are.
Thank you. Thank you. I got 5 solid books, physical books, and I got 3 ebooks called Spiritual Lessons, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I give you spiritual lessons, and I also give you applicable assignments to go and do for yourself. So I got, those are ebooks, but I do have 5 solid books out, So, yeah.
Yes, genius. I always call you a genius. You are a genius.
We are. You tapped in too, so I'd be admiring it. That's it. That's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love you so much, guys. Check him out, okay? Check him out. And that was another episode of Unlimited. All right. Until next time, peoples. All right. Peace. This podcast is for information.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator.